Caitlin Clark isn't coming back anytime soon. Indiana fans just got the news they were dreading. Their superstar is set to miss at least another month with a lingering groin injury. And with only 10 games left in the season, the Fever's playoff hopes are suddenly hanging by a thread. Head coach Stephanie White broke the silence yesterday. She confirmed that Clark's recovery has hit a wall and the team won't risk rushing her back. The official word? At least 4 more weeks on the sideline, maybe longer. White made it clear this is about protecting Clark's long-term health. But for Indiana, that means playing the most important stretch of the season without the player who's transformed their offense, their fan base, and their entire identity. Rumors are already flying that Clark might not return at all before the regular season ends. If that happens, the Fever could be staring down the possibility of missing the playoffs entirely in what was supposed to be her breakout year. When Caitlin Clark is on the floor, the Fever look like a completely different team. She's their engine, leading them in scoring, pacing the offense with her passing, and forcing defenses to stretch the floor in ways they simply can't without her. With Clark, Indiana has pace, spacing, and belief. Without her, the offense slows to a crawl, turnovers pile up, easy looks disappear, and suddenly the Fever are forced to rely on isolation plays that opponents can predict and shut down. The numbers back it up. Indiana scores nearly 10 more points per game when Clark plays compared to when she's out. Their 3-point percentage plummets without her, and attendance, it's no secret. Clark isn't just a player, she's the draw, the face of the franchise, the rookie phenom the league itself is building around. So when she's sidelined, the Fever aren't just losing buckets, they're losing their identity. Right now, Indiana is clinging to the 7th seed, but the cracks are showing. Without Clark running the floor, the Fever have stumbled through sloppy stretches that good teams punish immediately. The turnovers are glaring. Possessions that once ended with Clark threading a laser pass or pulling up from deep now end in rushed shots, forced drives, or giveaways. The ball sticks, the rhythm dies, and opponents smell blood. Defensively, it isn't much better. Without Clark's floor spacing, the Fever spend too much time scrambling to cover transition buckets created off their own mistakes. Just last week, they gave up double-digit runs that erased entire quarters of hard work, and with only 10 games left, every loss cuts deeper. Every mistake makes the playoff picture blurrier. Indiana isn't just missing their best player, they're missing the glue that holds their entire system together. Inside the Fever locker room, the message has been simple: next woman up, but living that reality without Caitlin Clark has been a brutal test. Kelsey Mitchell, normally their cold-blooded scorer, has been pushed into a role that asks for everything at once. She has to handle the ball, create looks, and still carry the scoring load. On paper, she's delivering 20-plus points on tough nights, clutch shots to keep Indiana alive. But every possession feels heavier. Every bucket feels like a battle. By the 4th quarter, you can see the exhaustion setting in. Aaliyah Boston has become the anchor, fighting in the paint against double teams on almost every touch. Her strength and footwork keep Indiana's inside game alive. But without Clark stretching defenses from the perimeter, opponents can collapse on her without fear. Boston still finds ways to score, but she's absorbing punishment in every game. That kind of grind wears down even the best post players. Role players have stepped in too. Nalissa Smith has shown flashes of brilliance, hustling for rebounds, and finishing around the rim. But flashes aren't enough when the margin for error is razor thin. Bench players are being asked to play out of position, logging minutes in roles they weren't built for just to keep the rotation alive. And the emotional toll is real. The sighs after turnovers, the dropped shoulders after a missed defensive rotation, the glance at the scoreboard when another double-digit run slips away. This is a team that fights. No one questions their effort, but without their rookie superstar, it feels like they're running uphill while carrying a weight no one expected. The chemistry is still there, the belief is still there, but the margin of error is gone. And deep down, everyone in that locker room knows it. Here's the truth: Indiana is running out of time. With only 10 games left, the Fever are sitting in the 7th seed, barely above the cut line. One losing streak, even 2 bad nights in a row, could drop them out of the playoff picture completely. The math doesn't lie. To secure a postseason berth, the Fever likely need at least 5 more wins. Without Clark, that means grinding victories against teams that are heating up at exactly the wrong time. The Aces are peaking, the Liberty are desperate to bounce back, the Lynx are still steamrolling, and even the expansion Valkyries are proving they belong. There are no easy nights left. The problem? Indiana hasn't shown they can win consistently without her. Since Clark went down, the Fever's offensive efficiency has cratered. Their three-point shooting has fallen off a cliff, and every single close game now feels like a coin flip they're losing more often than not, and the stakes go beyond this season. If Indiana misses the playoffs, the headlines will sting. The hottest rookie in league history, the biggest draw, the one who sold out arenas across the country, sidelined while her team faded when it mattered most. That kind of narrative doesn't just follow the Fever, it follows Clark, it follows the WNBA, because this year wasn't supposed to be just another rebuild. It was supposed to be the beginning of something bigger. Sellout crowds, national TV buzz, Indiana finally relevant again. The playoffs were supposed to be the reward for all of that momentum, but now every loss cuts deeper. Every missed opportunity makes the question louder. Can the Fever survive long enough for Clark to come back? Or will her rookie season end not with a playoff run, but with a painful what if? This is the crossroads for Indiana, and the decision isn't just about the next 10 games, it's about the next 10 years. On one side, you have the playoff chase. Clark's return, even late in the season, could flip the entire picture. The Fever could grab the final seed, sneak into the postseason, and shock a contender in a first-round series. For a fan base that's been starving for relevance, that kind of run would be unforgettable. A chance to say, Caitlin Clark got us back to the big stage in year one. But the other side of the equation is risk. A groin injury isn't just something you tape up and push through. It lingers. It reappears. One wrong move, one rushed comeback, and it could haunt her career for years. If Clark returns too early and suffers a setback, the Fever don't just lose this season. They risk jeopardizing the player who is supposed to define their future. And then there's the pressure. Fans want her back. The league wants her back. Broadcasters want her back. Everyone knows Clark's presence boosts ratings, ticket sales, and attention in ways no other player has in years. That spotlight is both a blessing and a burden, because it means her recovery isn't just about health. It's about optics. So what do you do? Protect her at all costs, even if it means waving goodbye to the playoffs, or gamble on a comeback knowing it could either spark a Cinderella run or become the mistake everyone talks about for the rest of her career? There's no easy answer, only a high-stakes gamble where either path comes with a price. The Indiana Fever season now hangs on a single what if. Caitlin Clark, the player who changed everything for this franchise, will be sidelined for at least another month. Without her, the Fever risks sliding out of playoff contention. With her, they'd be a completely different team. But here's the question. Should Indiana gamble on her return this year or protect the future and play it safe? One path could lead to an unforgettable playoff run. The other could secure a decade of dominance. The choice isn't easy. In either way, the spotlight will be on Caitlin Clark. What do you think? Should the Fever push Clark back for a playoff push or protect her for the long haul? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from real fans like you. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss the biggest WNBA stories.